end of December 2023, but I started hearing about a thing called a temperature blanket. And it's basically where you take the temperatures of a given area during a set period of time, and you have a corresponding color to said temperatures, and you make a blanket, or you make a hat, or you make a scarf. I decided I wanted to do that. I have decided to do this for the entire year of 2024. And temperatures change a lot in a day here. I have picked temperature ranges for how I want to set this up, because obviously I'm not just going to do, well, if it's 65 today and it's 64 tomorrow and it's 63 the day before. Each one of those is not going to be a different color, because that would be too many colors. I have decided I want to go with autumnal colors, very not exclusively autumnal colors, but all of the colors that I am getting for this project, or I have for this project, are going to be slightly muted and more on the autumn, what I think of when I think of autumn scale of things. Like, I created a little list for myself based on the colors that I have, and this is roughly what I think I'm going to go with. I had really big plans for this. I was going to get like little tabs to differentiate each month, but I don't know if I'm going to do that. That's a lot of work. Okay, 15, like I said. With the Alaska ones, they were just different colors on the website, or different color options. I found them on Etsy. The Alaska ones had different sets of colors. Those ones are 100% wool. Nepal ones are 65% wool, 35% alpaca, and they are 75 meters or 82 yards. Then there are Lima ones, and these ones are 100 meters or 109 yards, and they are 65% wool, 35% alpaca. But the wool ones are a bit thicker than the ones that are mixed. These are the same color. I don't know how to best show you that. These are the same color. One of them says Nepal, one of them says Lima. I don't remember getting, I didn't get any that were the same color. All right, so this one is supposed to be maroon, and okay, so this one is supposed to be maroon, this one is supposed to be Bordeaux. Not a big enough difference. I just got finished with January. This is 35 rows. Not the biggest fan so far. As weird as it is to say this, I can't wait to get into like June or July, because that'll give me some more color variation. I have a couple thoughts on if I do this again, but I'm going to keep those to myself until I'm further along, because like I said, this is only 35 rows out of 392 rows. On with February, so I think this is 66 lines so far. That's including the two at the bottom, the two in between to differentiate the month, and then the two at the top. I think I hate it a little bit less, but I'm still not a huge fan yet. I'm 97 lines in, and I'm getting bored. If I thought the whole thing was gonna be these colors, then I would have picked colors that I like better, if that makes sense. I just got to the end of March, so all of this right here is January. This is the delineation between the months. This is February, the delineation. This is March, and then I have the 2 for the separation. We just reached a quarter of the way, and so I'm gonna hold on to all of my thoughts on this until I get further. Just finished April. A lot more greens in there, but still a good chunk of the pinks and the tans. 30, 31. Alright, so this is 131 rows so far. It's still, I would still say that this is probably more of a lap blanket, unless I do another one and then attach the 2 of them side by side. But at the rate I'm going, there are already some colors that I'm already using up. I just finished May, and this is it so far. And remember, it's doubled up, so it is not gonna be it's not gonna be a girthy blanket. May had a lot more of the green colors, but yeah, still none of the reds. 164 stitches in. The very next color that I have to do is this goldenrod color, so that'll be a bit of a change. I'm happy for a change. I'm not happy with the amount of yellows and oranges I'm gonna have to do in the upcoming month. So these 2 colors are going to feature prominently. Just got finished with June of 2024. This is what I have so far. 197 stitches, and we're going to be starting July, so that puts us at about halfway through. I just finished July. This is 229 stitches in. Oh boy, it's gonna be long and skinny. But this, you can see where it started heating up. It goes, this is the hottest color, this Bordeaux color, and then rust is right after that, and then goldenrod. So that's what I have right now. It's starting to look like there are a couple of colors that I need to get more of. I just finished August. There's another 31 stitches, another red and yellow dominated month. That brings the total of stitches to 262, and there we go. I was talking to my mom about this, and I had said something about how it was very long and very skinny, and she had also suggested that, oh, maybe I could have done half of it and then done another half, and I should have probably done that. I have 4 months left. This is what I have now. I have 2 colors that I am running low on. The peanut tan color is the one that I thought I would definitely need to get more of before I could finish anything, and I thought this was going to be the first one. What turns out, it hasn't happened yet, but coming up on it, I was not expecting this. This is the goldenrod. I have far less of this than I do of the peanut. About 18 of the next 30 rows that I have to do is goldenrod, and this is enough for maybe 3. I've been putting off doing more of this to buy some yarn. So my whole thing with this particular project was that I wanted to make it out of yarns that were made of natural fibers. I don't know where I think what it was is I didn't want to buy new / more material that had, plastic in it. However, it makes more sense for me to continue with this blanket with what I have already. I think as long as I have colors that match the colors that I need, I will use the colors that I currently have to match up, because honestly, that is probably the closest thing to the most carbon neutral. I don't know. The colors that I needed most, because I had like this much left of each of them, the peanut color and was it marigold or was it goldenrod? It's like a gold color, and those are colors that I already don't have a warm place in my heart for. I didn't want to buy an entirely new skein or a couple of skeins just to only use like half of it, and then I would have to use more. Whereas I have things like this that I'm like, this is too much. It's fine, I'll figure something out. You know what? Fuck it. There's no saying that even if I bought the yarn from the original seller, that the dye saturation would be the same anyway. I'm just going to use what I have and be done with it, because I want to be done with it. So this is what we're using. We're using this for the goldenrod, and we're using this for the tan. I just finished September, so that puts us at 294 stitches. So from here to there, from here that way, that's all September. So I just finished with October, and that puts me at 327 stitches. And here we go. Oh boy, this is massive. October is from here that way. This was the last month that had any of the gold in it. It's finished November. That puts this monstrosity at 359 stitches, rows really. So I just have 33 left. Yeah, I just have December left. So December's done. Finally. This marks 392 rows of, I guess, stitches, you could say. I need to finish it, and then I will talk to you again about my thoughts. But yeah, it's technically done. It's done. It's finished. It is supposed to be lap blanket size. All in all, I do think that I'm gonna try and there's a technique that you can do to make sure that it doesn't like roll like that. It is very, very long. I haven't measured exactly how long it is. Like this, so doubled up. It is, if I don't stretch it, it is almost, if I stretch it, like this. That's how taut it is. It's at my wingspan. So what would I change? What would I do differently if I had this to do again? Well, I would make sure that I had enough of the colors I was working with. Initially, when I first started this, I wanted to have 2 skeins of every color. And I bought 1 skein of every color, or almost all of the colors, and I was like, ooh, that was kind of expensive. Thing number 2, I wouldn't do as many colors. I know I complained a couple of times about how often I was changing colors, and I did. I changed colors a lot, and it made things go a lot slower. I would do fewer colors. I believe with this I did 15? 17, not including the month separator, so 18. But there are like 4, I think 3 or 4 colors that I only used like twice. So right there, that's 3 colors, full skeins of colors that I bought that I barely used. So if I were to do this again, I think I would do blocks of 10, and that still might be too many. I consulted a couple of different websites on the temperatures. I had to do that because even though I had a zip code that I was using, I used throughout for this. Even though I was using the same zip code, depending on which website you were looking at, it was a different number, and I just went with the high of the day. About 6 per color, except for like tan and purple. As it stands like this, I would not do it again. I would if I took a little bit more time to plan things out, which seems ridiculous because it felt like I took a lot of time to plan this in the first place, but here we are. And thank you for joining me on this journey. I'm not 100% sure what the next video I will be posting will be, but in the meantime, I hope you have a great rest of your day. Bye.